Well, hello and welcome to the warehouse. That's what I'm calling this at the moment. My house has turned into a warehouse, what with all these boxes and books and things. And of course, all the tools and bits and bobs that Julia and I are using on the land. At the moment, we can't leave stuff on the land because you know what it's like. If you leave anything on the land, some rascal will climb over a fence and go, "Oh, look, there's a hoe!" or a spade, or a generator, or even a circular saw. All the sort of bits and pieces that we've been using recently. Thank you for joining me in this reasonably short, I hope, video. And excuse me as I get my pipe going. I haven't had a puff yet, and it's a bit of a miserable day out there, and so one consoles oneself with a nice puff of the pipe, get the old nicotine surging through the body. We can't say whether that's good or bad anymore because of the strange rules that YouTube have adhered to, but nonetheless, that's what happens. Something surges through the body. I wanted to just basically today update people on the books. Julia and I are sort of dashing to the land to try and get our land habitable over the winter period. We're putting up a little tool shed, little workshop area so we can shelter from the rain. You'll see all of that in the English Couple, so do look for that if you haven't already. The link is in the description. I'll move it to the top so that you can get to see it. We're very thrilled, by the way, that people are watching us on the land, and the idea of that is really just to try and inspire people that it's not as difficult as everybody says. We were told so many times, "Oh, it's hard. Oh, going on the land. Oh, it's so hard." Many people tried to put us off. I don't know why. We're having a ball. Yes, it's it is hard. There's frustrations. Things don't go right. Things go a bit awry. You're trying to do this and do that and multiple tasks at once. But I can tell you, both Julia and I, and she's the other side of the boxes. I don't get to see her anymore. She's hidden behind the boxes. There she is. Look.
Barbara says, "Choose your hard."
Choose your hard. There we are. And we enjoy our hard work, and it's very rewarding, as is smoking my pipe, especially after a long day. Anyway, I am processing the books. Many of you are sending me the money for the books, and I appreciate that, with the right postage and everything, either through PayPal or bank transfer, and I thank you for that. If you don't email me to say you've done it, you won't get a reply. You'll just get the book will turn up in due course as quickly as I can get it. I also wanted to say that we did put out the richardvobes.me website where you could register your interest in the book, and I appreciate that. Now, the chap who's running that's a very nice bloke, very busy chap, and I did ask him if he would send out the email to the number of people who'd sent. I don't know whether he has or not, but a few people said they hadn't heard back. It may be that it's in your junk mail. I don't know. But anyway, if you still want the book, do email me, richard@vobes.com, and I will do my best to get it out as quickly as possible. But due to the number of people who are fascinated and interested in reading the book, and I really, really appreciate it, it is full of interesting truth bombs that you may find interesting. You can decide whether they're true or not, of course. I believe that they're very useful things for people to understand and get a grip on how to get out of the system or how to deal with the system, but and indeed create a new world for us all. But that's up for you to decide. You read it and see what you make. But because of the interest in that, there may be a bit of a delay trying to get all the books out, because obviously I'm signing them all, I'm bagging them all up, I'm trying to get down to the post office and do it. And we're off to the land a lot as well. However, it isn't just me being overwhelmed and trying to get the books out. Yesterday I went down to the post office with 3 boxes and packets and books and single items and numerous items that people had ordered, and there was a huge queue. There was only one till on, and the poor old manager was struggling and gave me her life story about how awful it was working at the moment with the the post office, because the post office is separate from Royal Mail, you see, and so they're two different identities, and they don't seem to be working well together, and the bosses of the post office counter services don't seem to listen to the needs of her. They won't give her extra staff. The system went down, and she saw me coming in with the boxes, and she basically just went, "Oh my God, there's so many there," and that's true, there was. And she basically sort of winced visibly, and I said, "I'm really sorry, but I've got to get these books out." She said, "No, it's not your fault. It's the systems are down." And then anyway, she saw the queue behind me, and she thought, "I'm never going to deal with this." So she closed the post office, closed it, sent everybody else away apart from me. I was very privileged. So I was able to get that load of books out. So sometimes if there is a bit of a delay, all I really was saying is it's not just me rushing off to the land with the lovely Julia to play farmers. Hello there, get off my land. Not that it's really playing, it's hard work and we love it. But also I'm trying to get the books out. So if there is a bit of a delay, I do apologise, but you hopefully will get them certainly within a week or so, and definitely before Christmas if you order relatively soon. So I appreciate that. There's still, I think there's 2 people who have paid by PayPal, but if you don't tell me your address, I don't know where to send them. So I can't stress that enough, but I assume that the people who've done that will eventually get in touch and say, "My book didn't turn up." Then I can cross-reference it. I mean, it takes time, as you can imagine, to cross-reference the bank transfers and to say, well, is it someone trying it on? Not that I believe my lovely audience would do that, but you do hear stories, don't you? To cross-reference that people are paid and what have you, and then get them out. But if you don't send me your address, that's the key thing. How do I get, the book to you? I appreciate that not everybody likes to do bank transfer or PayPal. I haven't had a moment to sort out a credit card. If people know how to do that very easily, do send me details of how to set something up. That would be absolutely brilliant. Of course, overseas, like New Zealand, Australia, Canada and America, are very expensive to send, and I apologise for that. And I do understand that there is a service that Every does, that's a courier service in Britain, to America. I don't know if they do it to other places, and that's a bit cheaper, but again, just been overwhelmed, haven't had a chance to investigate. So if people have got details on that and to help me speed up the process, that would be brilliant. But rest assured, people are getting the books. They are letting me know, and it's brilliant. And somebody's already said he loved the book, he read the book, and he thought it was great. So that's a great recommendation, and I appreciate all of that, because it's very, you write your book, you think it's great, you've done your best, then you get a bit nervous when you send it out, what will people think? And you hope that people will like it and think that it's value for money. I think the book looks nice, it's well presented, as best I could do anyway in the circumstances. So you just hope that people will enjoy it and get something from it, if only the story, if not the other bits and pieces. And I notice, and thanks to those people who've been buying multiples, somebody this morning ordered 5, said, "That's my Christmas present. I hope to wake people up." And it is a bit of a good thing for waking people up, because not only does the story tell its story, but also those little truth things that you and I know about, but maybe the great unwashed out there have yet to discover it. Anyway, there we go. Oh, and one last thing. I had a lot of interest about the Endoka product that we showed yesterday, or the day before yesterday, whenever it was. And we'll be looking at hemp. People were interested. Well, Julia and I are going to grow some hemp on our land, probably in the spring next year, and sort of talk about the benefits of it, because it's such an underrated and almost forgotten plant that it does so many interesting things. And I think people will get a lot of benefit from it. But I forgot to put the Endoka website address on the description, so I'll put it here, but you'll hear a little bit more about it, because we want to tell you about these amazing products. And it is an independent firm from a guy who's off-grid and doing all the right things. And where possible, Julia and I are very keen to support those that we feel have the people's interests at heart rather than big corporations. So as much as we can, we'll do that. Anyway, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back in touch very soon. Bye for now.